Hey, great Wednesday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville. Just a beautiful evening and a great, wonderful, beautiful day. And everyone is already saying, "Get the pasa." No, we're not late. We actually clicked it on exactly at 9 o'clock, 8:59. Yeah, yeah. You are early, my friends, but we are here. Goodness, I'm present. Good evening, Betty Rubble. Good evening. Good evening. It is 9 o'clock, and we just made it right on time. And guys, very honored tonight to have Dr. Carmen Rocco with us tonight. Doctor, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, enjoying the weather and enjoying everything that's going on in our community out here.
Likewise.
Well, first of all, again, thank you all so much. We were talking a little bit before we came on, and one of the things that I think we've had the opportunity to do is bring a lot of our healthcare providers onto the show, and a lot of folks have different questions. But more than anything, is to show our gratitude as a community for everything that y'all do outside of this pandemic, but more importantly, during this pandemic, Dr. Rocco.
Well, it's been an incredible time to be a healthcare provider. And we've seen, wow, so much. The changes have been unfathomable. And the people that have risen to the occasion are really inspiring, truly, truly, truly. And so, like we said, there's a lot to be grateful for, but there's always time to look at it and say, what could we have done differently, for sure.
100%. And that's one of the things that I think, and we did see the letter that you wrote to the Herald, and a very, very passionate letter, very heartfelt letter. And I will say, Dr. Rocco, that it is a letter that a lot of us resonated with because it actually expressed a sentiment and a frustration of sorts that we all were feeling, to a certain degree. One of the things that we mentioned is that we were monitoring how other individuals throughout the country were handling the pandemic and then handling the distribution of vaccines, Dr. Rocco. And one of the things that I hope that we could have here in Brownsville in our area is let's learn what's working in other places and instill it and make it a part of our own.
For sure. For sure. Um, I'm not, I know that there have been problems in many areas, and some areas have done it better than others. I certainly think when you have input from healthcare providers that are on the ground, in the field, in the trenches, it helps a lot because the problems are at our doorstep. And we know the people that really, really, really needed the vaccine and were struggling day and night to get it. Um, Having said that, I know that um, the whole vaccine rollout was an incredible feat. That was just, it was almost overnight. The vaccine thankfully came out so quickly, and it was unbelievable, really. But we knew that it was coming. We knew by the fall that the studies were being completed. So it gave us a little bit of time to at least say, hey, we got to get a group of individuals that will help us to put in place a vaccine rollout that will be equitable, if you could do it, that will be fair, that will minimize exposure to people so that they're not in line for 6 hours and they're not having to use outhouses in the middle of pandemics. Um, Utilizing the infrastructure that you have in place, which meant utilizing primary care doctors and providers and people like that. So it was just frustrating to be on the ground and finally have the victory of a vaccine and to be on the sidelines and not have any input into how we could have done it.
Well, Dr. Rocco, that was one of the things that really, I mean, completely blew my mind personally. Going like, wait a minute, and it's something that we were calling out for. We're going like, guys, let's involve our healthcare workers out there. They are the experts in this field, And I will touch real quick on the points that you made in the letter, because I completely agree with everything, and I think a great number of individuals in the community did the same. One of the points that you pointed out was, never has a vaccine program been undertaken without the participation of primary care providers, and that is very, very true. My concern was, we have individual, and I'll give you a short story. I shared this before. When I was serving on the school board, I had an idea in regards to a performing arts center, and I thought, oh, let's make a big performing arts center. And my band directors, they brought me in and they said, Erasmo, it wouldn't work. A large 5,000 seater is not a performing arts center. So what I opted to do was bring in the professionals, get their recommendations and their suggestions, and because they deal with this regularly. So one of my frustrations personally, and I think a lot of folks here, were, why weren't our healthcare providers, being included in the process? We had the opportunity to speak with Dr. Zamir and other doctors here locally in the city of Brownsville, and everyone was yearning, was screaming like, "Bring us in! We're ready to serve. We
Oh,
want."
for sure. Yeah, Dr. Zamir has been, like all of us, have been trying to get the vaccine for months and months and months and months. We continue every week to request vaccines so that we can help with the vaccination process. As you know, the president has even requested that retired doctors come out of retirement, and we keep saying, but wait, what about the ones that aren't retired yet? Why don't you use those guys first? So it's been ironic. I don't think the message is really uh, being translated to the COVID response team at the White House. They are doing an incredible job. What a incredible feat to do over 109 million shots in the period of time that they've been there. So we're grateful, for sure. We're grateful, but we got to get ready because we're going to start vaccinating, hopefully, our children. And
Amen.
we're going to start with a 12 to 17 group. We don't want the same thing to happen. That's a different group. Pharmacies have been doing some flu vaccines in children, and kudos to them. But of course, children are different. And as we get lower down in children, we should definitely, now that we've learned what we've learned, and we're getting more and more people vaccinated, to make sure that the plan is in place. In the Texas Vaccine Allotment Committee, there are 17 members. A quarter of those are politicians. A quarter of those are in the academic area. So, that's half. The other half is Department of State Health Services. They don't have anybody from the medical associations, from practicing physicians, any of that. So, I don't know how all of those decisions were made, but we should certainly learn from them.
Well, let me say, one of the things that when I read the article, when I read the letter, Dr. Rojo, that really like slapped me crazy, because I hadn't even thought of this. It was your second point. Pediatricians are trained to provide vaccines, and I go like, well, yes, and I go like, yes, they are. They're the experts in regards to putting vaccines, because it's all they've been doing throughout their profession, doctor.
Every day, all day. That's what we do. So we take him very seriously, and we do our very best to make sure that they're done in a safe way, and that we don't put anybody at risk as a result of the vaccine. And so, no, we're ready. We've been saying we're ready. We want to be part of the solution. Um, we hope that the Cameron County Health Department uses the providers that they have, and now that they have 2.5 million doses coming to Texas this week. Um, you know, if we don't have vaccines for providers to help vaccinate the communities, I'm not sure when we're going to get them.
Well, and just to go down the list, one of the other points, and again, when I read that point, going like, man, and I go, like, why didn't I think of this? Like, why did I think about the pediatricians? We had the opportunity to speak to Dr. Samir about it, and he did made mention of it, but it just makes so much sense. I mean, you all deal with our children's vaccines every single day. So you are the experts. The other one that was a number three, there's no need to have mega 6 hour clinics, and this is something that we were screaming out there. It just makes no sense, Dr. Rocco, to have these 6 hours. Eight people were out there for 8 hours. What is your take on it, Dr. Rocco?
Oh, I think it was, they certainly caught a lot of attention. They were big visual things, right? But they were so uncomfortable for people. People showing up at 1 in the morning, um, people getting lost, simply finding the outhouse.
Oh gosh,
And
yes.
I'm so incredulous of the fact that we were using that kind of public bathrooms in the middle of a pandemic, where people, that type of transmission is so well established. We'll never know if anybody got it through that situation, but I don't think that was necessary. I think you had, lots of providers in this community, that if you divide 1,000 vaccine by 100 providers, 100 we were able to finally get 100 doses transferred to us from Cameron County Health Department, and we did those 100 doses in a very, very controlled way. People came in, we watched them here at the office. We did it within 48 hours. um, Multiply that. You have those providers in this community, and we would all have done that, instead of these mega clinics. I understand that we needed to have as many shots in arms as quickly as possible, but we're used to that. We can do that. It's possible. I just, yeah, that was the way they chose to go with it. I think it put people unduly at risk. People that went told me that even if they had honked their horn for a reaction, they're not sure that anybody would have responded because the volume was so much. And they
Hmm.
were doing six at a time and then just having them park and honk your horn if you have a reaction. Um, okay, I hope that works. That's not really the way we're trained to look for reactions post vaccine. Um, Luckily, we're past that point, and we hope that we can, like I said, learn from it and get ready for the 23 million children that we'll have to vaccinate.
Amen. And the last point is that all pediatricians have the capacity to store Moderna and Johnson vaccines, and that was the one that it also was very educational for me, because we had been told, as a community, that only the counties had the capability of maintaining these vaccines at these temperatures, and it's unfortunate for us because, again, didn't think try to think a little bit farther beyond, because I actually believed it, but then after I read your letter, I go like, this is true. Pediatricians are prepared to store all these vaccines.
Absolutely. Initially, the Pfizer deep storage requirements were at -70, but that has changed now. And so, of course, the Moderna was never like that. The Moderna, all you were required to do was 0 degrees, which we, of course, do. And the Johnson is just a regular refrigerator. So, absolutely, it was that's no reason for that. So, um, it just got to the point after it didn't seem like anybody was listening that I thought I need to at least make the community aware that there is an unused resource here, that could make a difference in the way that we're doing this vaccine rollout. So, yeah, so I thank you for, noticing it and picking up on it, and hopefully we can go forward in a way that will make it easier.
one of the comments that is constantly made, and I tell individuals a lot of times that the people think that because you're giving suggestions and recommendations that you're being negative. And it's not that. It's just we want to be of service to the community. We want to be out there, but we want to share our ideas and our suggestions and our recommendations because again, one of the things that I think we all could we all learn from everyone. And Doctor, you're a pediatrician. Uh, Carlos is a registered nurse. Carlos Elizondo is with us. And there's other individuals that work on the front line in regards to this pandemic, but it doesn't mean that the janitor that cleans our school is not going to have an idea, an opinion that might be as equally as important as any of ours. That todos aprendemos. We learn from
Oh my
everyone.
gosh, yes. And if we've learned anything from this pandemic, is that it has taken all of us. So that's so important, um, to learn from each and every one of the people that are involved in this.
Carlos, do you have any questions, Carlos?
I just want to say thank you, Doctor, for standing up and giving the community another sense of direction or a point of view that maybe some of us hadn't seen. And I think the biggest thing is because we were talking about the adult patient, the adult individual receiving this vaccine, but now there's a new trend coming in where there's a lot of younger individuals. So your field, your expertise, your life commitment to children is going to come into play most definitely now, if not in the next few days, when you do get these spikes in that age group. I want to say thank you for coming out here. Thank you for giving us that perspective. I used to work with Dr. Thurber, and by all means, there was hundreds and hundreds of children coming through his doors, and I'm sure there still is. That was one of the individuals giving those vaccines. And by all means, we got very good at giving vaccines to kids. So yes, thank you very much. You are going to be needed. We'll say our prayers for you because it's going to be taxing for yourself and for your staff as well. But thank you for giving that perspective. Hopefully, the individuals who are actually leading this vaccination I guess, campaign, actually reach out to you and other individuals in your capacity to be able to help out because we are going to need your help. And by all means, Erasmo, myself, he knows I'm ready to help. I'm always here, public servant by heart. If anything I can do, believe me, reach out to me or reach out to Erasmo. We'll get you some extra volunteers.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
For sure, doctor. Let me say a quick. Does the fact that the vaccine is required to be kept in extreme cold temperatures before it being administered? Do most pediatricians have these extreme cold refrigerators?
Right. So initially, the Pfizer was the one that was requiring the deep storage capabilities. And I think that's why places like Doctor's Hospital Renaissance were obtained primarily Pfizer. But Moderna never had those requirements. They were
Right.
at 0 degrees, and we all have those capabilities. And of
Yeah.
course, Johnson and Johnson, even easier. It's not even freezer; it's refrigerator.
Oh,
All pediatricians that are um, are certified through the MTRAC are required to have constant monitoring of the temperature where the vaccines are stored. And
Right.
if that thermometer is not within the temperature range where those vaccines need to be stored, it alarms. So we have to make sure temperature dependent vaccines is nothing new. It's very important and it needs to happen. And hopefully everybody that's doing vaccines is aware of that, and is because there's a lot of new vaccine providers that are being utilized by the vaccine allocation.
Most definitely.
good evening, Dr. Rocco. In my state of mind, I would assume that doctors and nurses would volunteer and first get vaccinated first before they start vaccinate our seniors. I think in a perfect world that would be true. It's not necessarily what happened in our case down here.
Right. Yeah, we had to struggle really, really hard to get our entire staff vaccinated. I think I mentioned that in the article.
Yes.
There weren't even vaccines allotted for them. We were able to beg one hospital to give us four and another hospital to give us three, and the Brownsville Community Health Clinic to give us four here and three there. And that's the
Mhm.
way we got our staff vaccinated.
100%. Good
Mhm.
evening, doctor. What precautions do you recommend with parents of an 8-month old?
So, the famous, what everybody's tired of hearing, masking, hand washing, social distancing, small groups, if any, outside better than inside. That hasn't changed. And now there's that highly transmissible variant, the
Mhm.
UK 117. It doesn't need that many virus particles before it jumps and takes hold. So please, 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 let's just get through this. Don't assume that it's not out there.
Man,
Most
that's,
definitely.
that's something we remind everyone every single show. Face mask, hand sanitizer, social distance, please. You are a wonderful doctor for my girls, Alexandra, Sammy, and Lee Lauren, taking them to you once their kid vaccines get here. Thank you for looking out for the community like all
Oh,
every day.
yeah.
See, Dr. Rocco, absolutely the best. We love her, love her, love her, love her. Go get it. Here, I get one more question for you, Doctor. I know your time is valuable, and we'll finish with one more question. I'm grateful that I was able to get both vaccines because I belong to a school, essential worker. If you ask your doctor's office, are they providing the vaccine for free for everyone, or do they have to provide their personal insurance? That's an easy.
Okay, so that's a really important question. Anybody that's a vaccine provider, they can ask you for their insurance, but they cannot charge you the copay. If you have insurance, fine. But if you don't, that's fine too. The vaccines are free to everyone.
Mhm.
The only thing the feds say you can request for insurance and you can try, but otherwise it is accessible to absolutely everyone.
100%.
Mhm.
Thank you, Doctor, for this is Betty. Thank you for writing the letter, voicing your thoughts that many of us had. Doctor, like you and nurses are heroes, and it's sad those in charge didn't use their brains to send them them to qualified profiler. But yes, 100%. Let me see. I got one more question. Thank you, Doctor Rocco. He was. We'll get that one in a little bit. Love you, Doctor Rocco, best pediatrician in Browns. Thank you, Dr. Rocco, for all the work you put into our community. 100%. Thank you, Dr. Salud, desde Houston. Desert
Oh,
Astoria. Betsy,
oh,
Dr. Rocco, best pediatrician. Against doctor recommendation, we'll go back to that one. Dr. Rocco, my pediatrician, the best. Thank you for all you're doing to help our community with this pandemic. Thank you. Thank you for all the years of commitment to our children and community at Astor College. When you seek doctor, when you seek doctor's advice for recommendations to help our community, 100%. Guys,
100%.
I've learned that a long, long time ago. You go to the professionals, you get the recommendations and suggestion. It's the only way anything is going to work because I think what happens, Dr. Rocco, a lot of times, a lot of people in leadership positions, they want to portray that they know it all. It's not bad to say, hey, let me get some information from the professionals. They're the ones that are most involved in this. I work for a school, and it's difficult for children to keep their face masks on. I'm constantly asking for kids to fix their mask. 100%. Love you, Doc. Claudia is now a clinical social worker. You are
oh,
an awesome pediatrician.
oh, oh,
Uh,
oh, yes,
This
indeed.
is very true. This is very true,
So,
Erasmo.
Sandra, your dad helped so many people. Thank you, Doctor.
oh,
Yep, most definitely.
Dr. Ruben Mujia totally loves you, Dr. Rocco.
oh, gosh,
Dr. Rocco,
this is overwhelming. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm just overwhelmed. So
oh,
thank you, and I
no, thank
think I need to say happy birthday to Carlos from what I see here.
Thank you,
So
doctor. Thank you. Thank you.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Dr. Rocco. Thank you so very much for coming
Thank
on.
you so much.
Thank
No,
you.
Let's get through this. Let's get through this.
and thank you so much for that letter. It was inspirational. It was a breath of fresh air. It is something that our community needed to hear. And it's greatly, greatly appreciated. Your commitment to our community is heartfelt. And Doctor, whenever you have any time, please come on and share the progress. And we're going to bother you and aprovecharnos and say that once we start vaccinating our children, if you wouldn't mind coming on and giving us a couple of updates, that'd be so awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you, doctor.
Hopefully that will be this summer. So
Amen. Dr. Rocco, thank you so much. God
thank
bless.
you.
And
God
please
bless.
come back soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Thank you, doc. What a great lady.
Yes. And go. She's so awesome.
Yeah, she is. She's a great lady. She always been. Her dad as well. I mean, they put so much back into the community. It's unbelievable. You know, talking about vaccines, Erasmo, there is different things. And like she was saying, for the refrigeration,
Yeah.
the recommendation now is like 2 degrees to 8 degrees to be able to hold those medications. And depending on the actual suppliers, how you're supposed to take care of them. But I'm ready. I wasn't kidding. Look at Erasmo. I'm
Huh?
ready to go. I'm ready to go help the city of Brownsville. It might be backwards, but
We had participated in Johnson Gossam.
yeah. So getting educated, getting prepared to go back and help the citizens of Brownsville, make sure that they get what they deserve.
100%. Let me say, guys, when I read that letter, let me tell you, I was floored, guys. Was floored because you know what, Carlos? It's just truth, and anyone that reads that letter, except for that one point about pediatricians, because I hadn't even thought of that, bro. But when you read that letter, it's stuff that we've been saying for months,
Correct.
in regard
100%.
to the way it's been. The clinics have been held, the progress, everything. We've been saying it for months, and
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me, Pero la raza is going to be out there. Oh, they're just being negative. They're just against the. No, guys, we just want something better for our community. You know.
Right. And she made a really good point that I hadn't even picked up on it, before. Because I mean, you're trying to think of everything. She said, what if there is a reaction when there's 1,000 people waiting to get a vaccine and they're going through them just like they're herding cattle and giving these individuals their vaccine, and they're supposed to wait at least the recommendation is at least 30 minutes, but some of these people just give them 15, right? But if you were to receive a reaction and you're by yourself in your car, how are you supposed to ask for help? And how are they going to know that you need help if you're going through an anaphylactic shock? So yeah, there's some things we need to do better, and I'm sure that people will listen to the medical providers, just like Dr. Rocco was saying. All they need to do is lending ears so that things can be better the next time around.
Yeah, 100%, guys. And look, at the end of the day, I think we all want what's best for the community, guys. And I'm sorry, and I didn't want to get into the politics of it with Dr. Rocco. Too much respect in that respect.
Right.
What she mentioned in the letter, guys, and she finishes the letter with, "Is it about control, power?" And that's exactly what it was, guys. It
Mm-hmm.
was a power move, a power play, and they needed to feel that they had control of the vaccines, guys. They weren't theirs. They weren't being efficient supplies. And it's nothing against the healthcare workers that were out there or the volunteers that were out there. Our
No.
Cameron County health workers did a phenomenal job. It was the leadership that sucked. It was the
Right.
leadership that sucked. And it's the leadership that sucked in the city of Brownsville as well. Pero llegan al punto, Carlos, en que nadie les puede dar consejo porque ellos lo saben todo.
Well, not only that, if you tell them something, then they think you're negative, and then now you realize that you're not the only person that thinks that way, but you have actual professionals within the community that have been here for years and years and now are saying, you know what, this is how it should have been done. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what we've been saying for months.
Months.
You know, why
Months.
is it? Why is it? Because when Erasmo says it, it's wrong, but when someone who's actually on their team, or is it's okay now. It's okay now, but it wasn't okay 4 or 5 months ago.
And one of the things, Carlos, and it's frustrating, guys, and to folks out there. It really is frustrating because siempre te la tira, no, 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 que sepa que you're just against. It's not. I mean, guys, we just want what's best for the communities. That's that simple. And look, just because the idea came from Carlos doesn't mean that automatically it's a bad idea. Listen to it, you know, really research it, and then think of, hey man, maybe I won't take his suggestion 100%, but but I'll take a little bit of what he says, and it doesn't hurt to say, hey, well, thanks, Carlos. You had a good point there.
Or make it better. Make. Let's say I.
Better.
Of course, it can always be better. Add to it, modify it, change it, whatever it is, but make it to where it works
See,
instead of just shooting it down like everything else. And then months later, they find out, what, these guys were onto something. Maybe we should have, but right now, el hubiera no existe. It's not. We should have done this because we can't do anything about it now. So, what are we gonna do from today forward? And
exactly.
how do we get there? And
Yeah,
who do we need to bring in to be part of that team to make it happen?
and something, Carlos, that Dr. Rocco made mention of it, guys. Now that we're about to enter, hopefully this summer, the process of vaccinating our children, now, guys, let's learn from it. Let's bring in the professionals, guys. Let's bring in the pediatricians. Let's bring in these folks. Está bueno, ya pasó. There's nothing to fix what happened towards the end. And look, and guys, for everyone out there that's, they're just being negative, the city of Brownsville started to listen a little bit too late. But, when we called them out in regards to giving out different times for individuals, they started to do that. Guys, why did it take so long?
Using the firefighters to go to the homes that don't have the ability to get out of their homes. They're doing it now. Viviana Gaitan is going to the homes to the people who can't leave. We said this months ago. It came out of these lips right here that says it. Okay, it's not my idea. I don't care. You just get it done. It doesn't matter where it came from. Just do it. It's just
the city probably have a crisis management planning team. No, and again, they may say that they do. They don't. Honestly, they don't. And it's really upsetting because going back to the freeze of February freeze, guys, ill prepared, no plan, nothing, folks. We didn't hear from the mayor for 3 days. We never heard from the city manager ever. The guy that's actually in charge of directing the resources for our people. Nothing, folks. And then all we heard was the blame game. It was everybody else's fault, guys.
Mhm.
And we had no action whatsoever. Think of this. It took 3 days of us screaming out here, open the FEMA dome, the emergency dome, open the dome. It took 3 days for them to open it, and then they only opened it during work hours, 9 to 9.
Right.
And only to charge your phone.
Yeah. Erasmo, and the city better get on it. And I know I was having a little tit for tat with Trey Mendes today because he didn't know some things, and another small business person called him out on it. And so I brought in, well, don't worry about it. When I win, I'll get there and I'll redirect you on what's important for the community. So it was a little bit, tit for tat. But what I do know is that and I think you mentioned it on one of your shows and you showed me some stuff, is that they have $450 something that was asked by Gibic, right?
450,000.
To be able to give to this organization to direct them on space technology and whatever it might be, right? Why isn't that they don't ask for monies or use monies to be able to facilitate these vaccinations for these kids? Use it to promote a program to when the vaccines get here, we vaccinate as many kids as possible. Be due diligent and start working on it now. If they're able to give money to a vendor that's coming in from out of town to be able to tell us how to, I guess, move the space technology here in our hometown, why isn't it that we don't have enough money or make money available to be able to save lives? Because it doesn't evolve around downtown. I don't know. That's a question.
Let me say, guys,
I don't know the answer.
I mean, my head wants to explode. This week, against doctor's recommendations, Ben needs to put his vaccine in a bowl. said, said that's how men vaccinate themselves. Then broke the ball over. Carlos, let me say, guys, today we learned of
Thank you, Edo.
the guy that they're hiring from New York City, to be the consultant, guys, in regards to figuring out how they're going to transform everything into star-based Brownsville. Look, guys, $450,000 of your money went for a consultant. Another consultant, guys. We've spent $3.6 million on consultants, guys, in the past year and a half. $3.6 million, guys. Where did we come up with so much money? So
How long?
much money.
And how do we know that happened, Erasmo?
Because we found it on LinkedIn, on social media. Did the mayor come out and report on it? No. Did the city commissioners come and let you know that they invested $450,000 for a consultant from New York City to come down to Brownsville to tell us how to plan a star base or base star or whatever he's going to do?
But that's just to tell you how to do it. That's not actually doing any of the work.
Nothing. It's a consultant.
But how do we know Trey Mendez was part of that?
Well, he responded on the thread to the Lincoln.
So you're not making this up, are you? You're not being negative.
I'm not being negative.
No.
And you know what? It's kind of trippy because, people tend to. It's like, yeah, and that's why I made the damn shirts, guys. Guys, please pick up some damn shirts. Negative, guys. Yeah, that's fine. Negative.
10.
Someone went out there and goes, and I shared the post where Carlos responds to the mayor, where McAllister's was coming. Supposedly McAllister's, according to Carla, Disco de Oro Carla, McAllister's is opening up where Long John Silver's was at on 802. I did not know that, but again, great. McAllister's is awesome. Great news.
Where's the guy going to be in? What district?
District 3.
But
Carlos, but the mayor didn't even know it was coming.
Because it's not downtown, Erasmo, so it doesn't matter.
Oh.
That's the difference. That's the disconnect is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm running to be able to unify Brownsville from downtown to District 3, which is not downtown, and make it a citywide endeavor, not just a portion of the city of Brownsville, and the only portion that receives benefits from city coffers and taxpayers' money is the downtown. I don't believe in that. I believe it should be the whole city. And I'm sure District 2 and District 4 would probably feel the same way, except for Benice, right? Because he is involved in downtown. But I'm sure Jessica Techo is not going to sit here and say, all right, let's do 100% of the monies to go downtown and forget about her district, forget about her streets, forget about her water, forget about the PUB, forget about that area of town. I surely am not going to do that. District 3 needs representation. Someone came up and said, yeah, they put Villa Los Pinos and I'm not another street. That is one street out of the whole district. One of the biggest districts in the city of Brownsville is District 3 and is being forgotten. That's the issue. Let it rip, don't find out. He was waiting for it, man.
Let it rip. Oye, sí, Mike. Suéltate. We got the professional part of the show.
Suéltate el chongo.
When I took both my vaccines, I didn't get a reaction until several hours later. I went home right away and took it easy. That made us stay 15 minutes just in case of a reaction.
Right.
And look, and this is what Dr. Rocco was saying. Guys, they are best suited. And again, nothing against our healthcare workers that helped out in any of the clinics that we had, guys. But a pediatrician, a pharmacy, a doctor's office, in case there's a reaction, in case anything would happen, they would be the ones that are most well versed in regards to what to do with you guys. And again, pediatricians, and again, this is something that just blew me out of the water. Pediatricians, guys, they've been giving out vaccines for decades, guys, decades. And again, I'm going like, damn, why didn't I think of that?
because it didn't involve kids, Erasmo. That's probably why it wasn't in your. But now it does. So now it's going to be imperative that they're
Sure.
involved.
Yes, very much so. Good evening, Erasmo. Carlos got my second dose vaccine yesterday. Mom got her first dose yesterday too. Yes, Joe.
Awesome, Joe. Awesome, Joe.
I'm gonna start using that Erasmo on my girlfriend when I don't listen to a word she say, and she finally shows up. Yeah, 100%.
Ah, servidor.
No me descubras, Bendigo Mike. So Mr. Negative was right. Oh my Lord. Come on, man. Who would have thunk, right, Betty?
Oh,
I hope the community learns from this experience and improves. Improvements are a good thing. Eduardo, and I hope that most individuals out there who were like, no, man, no le hagas caso, they're negative. No, guys, this is a professional.
Eduardo's a very, very smart young man, dude. If anybody knows how that stuff is run, it's him. I mean, that guy is by far one of the smartest guys I know when it comes to stuff like that. Really, really good. I don't know what he's doing now, but he was a great asset when he was doing what he was doing before.
Awesome. But again, you have to cater to the professionals, to the people that are well versed in the subject matter. And like Eduardo, Dr. Rocco is one of the greatest pediatricians we have in the city of Brownsville, guys.
Right.
And listen to her. Take her advice. She's right.
Right. She is.
And this is why I wore my the American Academy of Pediatrics tie. I wonder if she noticed that. Ya compré mofles. Time to start a 5-day weekend to celebrate El Birthday Boy.
Woo! Let's do it. Let's start the night.
Today, I saw an old crappy looking fire truck, engine number 9.
Yeah.
What's up, friends? Jimmy. Hey,
What's up, Jimmy? What's
I
up?
saw Jimmy's video. Jimmy's got a video.
I haven't seen it. I got to see it.
I shared it on my page.
Oh, I got to look at it.
Would you, Erasmo and Carlos, have a crisis plan and management? Where the funds come from? I'll answer the part of this, guys. We've already been taxed enough.
Most definitely.
Let me tell you, if we can afford, Mario, to give the non-visible city manager a $25,000 raise, that sucker better have a plan, a crisis plan, and management plan, something. I mean, we didn't only give him a raise, we hired 2 deputies for him, guys. So entre toda esta bola de mucho experienced people, they can't come up with a crisis plan, and that we're going to have to raise taxes or to bring in consultants, then why the hell did we hire these people for?
Correct.
Carlos?
100%. The crisis plan should already be established. And all you do is you tweak it depending on as you progress, depending on what you add to it, what you add to the plan. It shouldn't cost you anything to have a crisis plan. It'll cost you to actually put it into effect. But if it's a crisis, usually the state will mandate that it becomes a crisis situation and there's funds that are directed to here. But here we failed to initiate step 1 of the process. We're initiating it now. If you see these emergency orders now, they're doing that because there's monies out there that they need to collect. And for them to be able to do that, they have to declare a crisis within the county.
Exactly. Forget about the past and stop criticism and move forward. The hard part is that it's taken so long to move forward. If the city doesn't have a plan, then send them the suggestions. It takes a village to come. Let me say, Yvette, and I agree with you 100%. El problema, Yvette, is like the city of Brownsville and the district, they're like Christmas. It's the gift that keeps on giving. They're like Christmas. Every day it seems that there's a new screw up to topple off the other screw up. It's a constant, Yvette, because we're going to talk a little bit before we go off about the $450,000 consultant that we hired. It's not criticism, it's fact. And we just found out about him today. So are we not to talk about it? Even though it was a screw up that happened last month when we called it out because they did earmark $450,000. No, today it was proven. And the Mayor Mendez is out there. Yes, great job. Great stuff. $450,000. Great stuff. Come on. And no, it's not being like constant criticism. We're not looking at the past. This happened today. Today
Correct.
it happened. Now, in regards to moving forward, plan and send them suggestions. Yvette, that's what we do every day. Every day we're sending suggestions. We're saying, do this the right way. They have become deaf to any suggestion that doesn't come from them, Yvette. It does take a village, but it's their village and they don't want you to be a part of it. They don't. It's their little world. It's their little downtown. Your District 3 doesn't matter, Yvette. District 4 doesn't matter to them. It doesn't. The only thing that matters is what is going to put more money in their pocket. We're not talking about what happened yesterday, what happened last month, what happened a year ago, Yvette. This happened today.
Right.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, Yvette. And I know sometimes people go like, es que sí, es que siempre hablan de lo mismo. Pues es que no cambia la gente. Siguen regándola y regándola y regándola. Are we just to forget about it? Give them a pass? Just say
No,
like, pues ya, está bueno. Another $50,000.
yeah, they don't deserve the pass.
Hasta desde Cuba. Lázara, yo voy a estar en Cuba en mayo. Allá nos vemos en Cuba. I love Cuba. Ask Walgreens to help in Minnesota. Walgreens is helping provide. Yvette, we've been screaming that for months. I mean, I'm not even joking, Yvette. Literally screaming on it here. Get the professionals involved.
Mm-hmm.
We've had doctors on, Dr. Mario Cerdan, Dr. Zamir, Dr. Teresa Saavedra, Dr. Eder Hernandez. We've had Dr. Madi from Harvard. We've had doctors on. They are willing to help. They are at the forefront. They are willing to provide their service. Dr. Rocco, you heard it from them. They haven't been consulted. How is that even possible?
It's the power, remember? If they release the power, they feel like they're not important. They need to control the power. The power right now is who holds the vaccines and how they're administered, which is wrong.
It's wrong.
Nobody should be holding anything. They should be given to every individual that hasn't got one yet.
But look, and it's unfortunate because it is a matter of power and control. Dr. Rocco is 100% right, guys. It is a thing of power and control because we all know, guys. Look, guys, I'm sorry, guys. Joey Lopez family should not have been at the front of the line to get vaccinated. They shouldn't have. Eddie Trevino and his family and his compadres shouldn't have been the first ones to receive a vaccine. Mayor Mendez and the city commission, they shouldn't have been the first ones. It should have been the frontline workers, the health providers, the doctors, the nurses, and not Dr. Rosegowen because she wasn't out there seeing patients, guys. The real doctors, the real nurses, guys, the individuals that are providing home health care to our elderly out there. The people that are performing dialysis, those are the ones that should have been at the front of the line. Not Joey Lopez, not Eddie Trevino, not Trey Mendez, not Rose Gowen, not Ben Neese. Why? Why or what constitutes them being the first ones to get the vaccines in our area? It's ridiculous. Shout out to the Army for partnering with PIISD, City of South Padre, City of Port Isabel. Almost 1,000 J&J vaccines were administered. Too cool seeing some Gladys Porter Zoo employees taking advantage of the opportunity. I love my Gladys Porter Zoo employees. They know that.
And Erasmo, and why did that happen? Why did that happen? Because you have people on that board that are working for the most needed, which is the kids that go in there, the people that are going into Port Isabel ISD. They're not fighting each other to see how much they can steal from this and from that. They're out there. Come on, for you to go out there and you bring in the Army and you partner them with the school district and South Padre Island and the city of Port Isabel, something's being done right there. Thanks, Jimmy Vela. That's good.
And I've said it, guys. There is so much leadership that the BISD board, they need to go and take some classes at PIISD because there's leadership on that board, guys. There's leadership on that board, and it's something that these individuals have wouldn't know if it hit them across the head with a 2x4, guys. No leadership qualities at the BISD board. None.
And
Zero.
our employees are having to go to another city, another school district to be able to be serviced.
Qué vergüenza.
Qué vergüenza. Qué vergüenza.
Our Gladys Porter Zoo employees, guys, having to go to Port Isabel when we are the largest city in the valley. No leadership. Carlitos, happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you, Jimmy.
New nickname, Trippy Trey Mendez.
Yeah.
Oh man, good evening, future city commissioners. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's catch up with the comments. Isn't that the same 450,000 to SpaceX public comment citizen referred to last month? Same one. Same one. And now we know it was squandered. $450,000. But you know what? They don't care, guys. It's your money. They don't care that they piss away $450,000. That happened today, guys. They earmarked it back then, but today it was confirmed who they hired.
Mm-hmm.
Some guy from New York. Let me ask people out there. Is there anyone qualified in Brownsville that could possibly do what someone in New York City is going to do? And look, guys, te la paso. If it was someone, guys, maybe from Florida, from Cape Canaveral, someone that came from NASA, I think, well, maybe, but you're hiring someone from New York City, guys. What do they have to do with space travel, space alignment, whatever, guys? But even so, guys, do we not have capable students, engineering majors here, marketing folks, that we could offer that money as scholarships to them, guys? First of all, we shouldn't be spending $50,000 when we've got a city manager that we're overpaying, that we've got two deputies, city managers that God knows what they do. We're still pissing away $450,000.
Yep.
And I'm eating Cheeto Bolitas. Can that be why our homes are being appraised? Actual, let me say, guys, Starbase. Let me say this, guys, openly. Guys, today I filed an appeal for one of our Brownsville residents in regards to that crazy money that they're being charged, guys. Their property went from 140 to 200 and some $1,000.
Golly.
I actually helped them with the appeal. Guys, there's been no improvements on the streets. There's been no schools, guys. There's been no construction. There's been no hospitals made close to the house. Nothing that would add that added value. They didn't add on any rooms. Nothing, guys. So let me say this to my community out there. If you received an appraisal value that's crazy and need help filing an appeal, stop by my office. I will help you with an appeal. I'm not even going to charge you. Just come and I will help you file your appeal. Just bring your letter with that little number stuff on there that it has. You bring it to my office. I will help you file an appeal. And let me tell you, let's jam pack them with appeals, guys. Everyone should be appealing. Cristina Pesquero. Birthday wishes to Mr. Elizondo. He has my vote for District 3. Pues malo haría que si no. He had big problems if he didn't. Ya la oigo, Cindy. I'm voting for the other people because Carlos, my husband, said that they were all good people.
Yeah. Hey, but they have chickens.
That's Joe Valdez.
Oh, it's Joe. Chivas. Sorry. She can't vote for that district.
I don't like that the negative shirts are white. What if someone pours water on them just to look like my man? Let me share something, guys. Que me estoy muriendo por share. Me estoy matando. Yo like,
No, hombre.
hold on. I have it ready. I wanted to share this because I wanted to somewhat explain it, guys. We did learn that McAllen, guys, is going to bring the Dino and Dragon attraction starting April the 15th, Carlos. And Brownsville, no se ve. Brownsville tiene a homeless. Meanwhile, in Brownsville, these are the bottom meme. These guys, the elephant and the giraffe, these were donated, guys. These were donated to the Brownsville Zoo, guys, Gladys Porter Zoo, by the McDonald's that was on the frontage road.
Mm-hmm.
They have them rotting away in the back. So I contacted them. I said, hey, guys, if you're not going to use them, if you don't want them, I'll pick them up. You know, these could be wonderful attractions at a zoo, at a park, at somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
For them to be in the back rotting away, guys, what a shame. But look, I mean, unfortunately for us, I mean, we can't even feed our animals, much less take care of the decorations for the zoo.
We can't afford to feed our homeless.
Ay, por eso está el picture del otro ahí.
Wow.
Mendigo Mike.
Sure, Mike. Están todo, Mike.
I see. I told you it'd be great to reach out to Dr. Rocco. She's a great doctor and a great guest.
Yes. Great suggestion.
Eddie, you were right for once. Hey, guys, if you're on the... Ah! Thank you! I think we got a donation on the YouTube.
Yes, you did. I can see it.
Ah! Thank you, Lorenzo.
Ben's a great guy, man.
I love Lorenzo. Roswell is getting a McAllister's. How long is that going? What's the discounts are we'll forget about it. Guys, I miss Arby's. Arby's? Do you like Arby's, Carlos?
I've been there a couple of times.
I love Arby's. Let me tell you guys, I literally loved Arby's, and I was like going like, guys, please go to Arby's because I don't want it to close.
Boom, closed.
It's closed.
No venden tacos ahí.
No tacos. But Arby's, but McAllister's. Have you been to McAllister's, Carlos?
Yes.
Let me tell you, McAllister's is okay. It's just soups and salads, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to work in Brownsville.
It'd be nice if all these restaurants would work, man. But
it's not going to work in Brownsville. No le quiero echar la sal, but I think it's not going to work. And look, guys, I'm pretty upset that we don't have a Long John Silver's anymore. I love Long John Silver's. You know that there's no Long John Silver's, right?
They closed it. There's the one in A&W, right?
Huh?
It was with A&W?
Yes. And I love Long John Silver's, guys.
That's in what district?
3. See
what I'm telling you? Forgetting about District 3.
District 3 rocks. Well, once we get a new commissioner, I hope will not be expected to wait in line the way adults were. Guys, if that happens, Snoopy, this is the stupidest administration at the county level and the city level in the history of politics. Because we already heard the pediatricians, the doctors, the nurses, the pharmacies, guys, they're ready to provide the service, guys. No need for 6-hour wait back clinics. There's no need for vouchers. Let them do their job. Why is Trey on Fox News? Isn't he a Democrat? Why is Trey fighting Carlos Elizondo?
Yeah, because he doesn't know anything. He said it himself. I'm not making it up, but he's the one that put it out there. He didn't know what was happening. Yes, I know. We all know, I think.
How could you be the mayor of the city of Brownsville and not know that we're getting the McAllisters? But in that conversation, Carlos, the mayor didn't even know what the hell was happening at the tent city. Did you see
No.
that,
Yes, I did.
Carlos? What the hell?
No,
Yeah,
and then he goes to say that he's been looking at it. He's been looking into it for 2 months. It's lucky that that small business woman hasn't been affected by what's going on, right? But he said that he's been into it for 2 months. Are you serious? It's because I don't know. Uh,
I mean, guys, hold on. Let me finish this, guys. The mayor of the city of Brownsville, guys, doesn't have a clue what's happening with the tent city, guys. How long have we been screaming about tent city, guys? Tent city. Didn't I share a video of the riot at tent city? The mayor probably didn't even know that happened. That is how out of tune they are with what's going on in the city of Brownsville, guys. ¿Cómo no van a saber, Carlos? He passes there every day to go to his damn office. He couldn't see Tent City, how it was growing, how it was expanding. Y lo que me sacó más fuera de onda, Carlos, de que me espeiné, was how the hell, Carlos, does he not know that there's a problem con los vecinos? They're having problems because of all the crackheads.
First and foremost, let me tell you, Erasmo, every human being, if Trey doesn't know this, let me educate him a little bit. Every human being has to relieve themselves of their bowels and their bladder. How many tents are there and how many homeless people are living there? And what kind of a program do you have or do they have to be able to make sure that this human being or human beings are relieving themselves appropriately? Guess what they're doing, Erasmo? They're relieving themselves either in the backside or behind a bush or behind that 18-wheeler or in the neighbor's yard or whatever they're doing it. You tell me these people that are living around this tent city are not upset. And you're telling me that the mayor is clueless?
Clueless. Pero fíjate, Carlos, te voy a dar el mismo ejemplo. I don't know if you saw that show, but I shared my experience with Casa Romero over here when we were living in El Valle Drive, guys. And it's just experience, guys. It's not like I'm making this stuff up. Guys, we were living out there and literally, I mean, several times the people from Central America, they came inside our house, guys. Inside our, not the yard, Carlos, inside our house, literally inside our house while we were in there, Carlos, para robar.
Wow.
Papá, at gunpoint, actually had to correr a uno de la casa, Carlos. So again, guys, a month ago, 2 months ago, we were screaming and yelling in regards to the situation with the people around the tent city. And I was saying, van a tener los mismos problemas. Because these people, guys, they've got issues, guys. They're not going to, put up a little flower pot and, poner la yardita. Guys, they're going to try and get into those houses to get more money for drugs. That's what they're going to do, guys. It's a crack tent city, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Crack tent city that's right there where the mayor passes every day. And he has no clue what's going on. That's how out of touch the city commissioner, which is, I think, is District 4 or District
Benitez District.
District 4, District 1, guys. The city commissioner is clueless. The city commission as a whole is clueless. There's no at large. You think John Cowan's going to give a rat's behind? John Cowan is used to caviar, lobster, and steak, guys. Ese es de la high, ese vato. You think that guy's going to give you the time of day, guys? Of course not, guys. He's a Cowan. He doesn't know what the hell is going on. He doesn't care what's happening in Tennessee. He doesn't care about my people ahí de la Villa Verde, de la Polka. He don't care. You think the mayor cares? He doesn't care. Doesn't care. The only place that they care about It's down.
The pizza joint.
You want a pizza for 16, 18 bucks?
No,
Have him send 10 city pizzas.
he should.
Kyle, I always respect you as a professional. If I needed someone to have my six, I knew I could always count on. But what if he drinks more than a six?
Puros mofles.
We'll mopeless.
Thanks, Eduardo.
The problem is Brownsville is a crisis, and we the people are at fault. Mendia papaya head is worthless. I just bought some shoes. I just bought some shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what they were laced with, but I've been. My local comedian Peter. What? I knew, Mike. Why'd you make a make action with a
Oh my God, no se le pasa nada.
No te escapa nada, perro. Chinteras, Mike, qué gacho eres. But it's true. Hola, chica, no vivo en Cuba. Y me salió tan natural.
What day in mayo? Cállate.
No vivo en mayo, ahí de Cuba. Ahí de Cuba, no vivo en mayo, chica.
Oh my God.
That's why I love doing these shows. Jimmy was on Channel 5 News. He made it big. Ay, me muero, man. Mendigo Mike, eres gacho, bro. Essential workers only, period. Good evening. Oh, ni canté, good evening. Obviously, the health crisis is a concern. What are the issues that you all are aware of in the city that need to be addressed but have not been addressed due to the current situation? Carlos?
I mean, the biggest health crisis right now is just diabetes. Look, the problem with this COVID is there's what they call a triad: Hispanic, obesity, and diabetes.
Diabetes. Let me say,
so
go.
That is crazy.
Let me say, guys, besides the health crisis, let me say, guys, one of the things that is going to be affecting the community as of recent right now is going to be this tax increase. Them having to pay so much in regards to the appraised value of their property, guys. And let me tell you, guys, if you think it's bad right now, wait till next year, guys.
Yeah.
Or next time that they get appraised, guys, you will get screwed, guys. I mean, look at our community is already screwed right now. So it's health crisis, appraisal values, and this board desperately committee desperately trying to continue to give contracts out to individuals only for consulting. It's got to stop. Woo! Keep on being mad. Woo! Que se enoje, Ben. The good Ben. Love you, Papa. Thank you so much. Thank you, Papa. Pulele al mofla, Jimmy. Oh no! Oh, so we weren't mean. Very interesting. No, we weren't mean. We were right,
Yes.
and that's what
Right
makes
on.
the matter.
Right on.
We were right on the mark, Linda. You were right. We were right, and they were so very, very, very wrong. And that's what's very unfortunate. Just the thought, maybe reach out to NASA. Yes, go out to the experts, but no, they'd rather go to compadre in New York City. It's like picante sauce. It's picante sauce made in New York City. New York City. My appraisal went up 30,000 last year. What the hell?
But they lowered the taxes. Whatever.
It's crazy, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Erasmo, why are you eating my chirulitas? ¿Por qué nunca viniste por ellas?
He ate them all already.
Oh, let me tell you guys, I found this spread in Matamoros. Spread. Lo pongo en el pan tostado, guys. Delish. Es a lechera, spreadable lechera.
Wow.
Yum, Carlos. Gotcha.
Really?
Amazing.
You need to bring it up.
Actually, I just brought one little tin. Next time I go to Matamoros, me voy a traer un hondazo.
Mm-hmm.
Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. Place the animals in the downtown area to advertise the glass. Yes. No. You know what? At the meeting district, Carlos, aquí donde tienen el museum, in front of the zoo,
Yeah.
put them there. I mean, there's a big open space. Put the animals there. They're beautiful. Pero they're
nice.
yeah.
They are nice.
They're literally rotting away, guys. I'm not even joking. Mike took the picture, guys. They are literally rotting away, guys. Why hasn't anyone thought? You know where they put the museums at? Where they put esta cosa the farmers market, guys.
Cállate. Le pegó un ataque a tu amiga.
That'd be a good thing for me.
So die.
What?
What? You putting animals in my farmer's market?
Guys, it would be perfect. Yvette, you're so right. Sería como like, this is the preview, and these are the animals you won't see at the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't have any elephants or giraffes. or let's put them in the place where the elephants and giraffes used to be.
Exactly.
Say, this is what they used to look like.
They're gonna sell you peanuts to throw at those animals.
Peanuts, the penis gang. And so what happened to our pizza night? Ya no vino Maggie y Ryan ni regresó por la feria.
Hijo eso.
Mi pobre Ryan. Schlotsky's is the best. Have you been to Schlotsky's, Carlos?
Yes, they had one in McAllen, but I think it closed down.
Yeah, let me tell you. As a niche type of thing, it was okay. Schlotsky's, es que el problema con Schlotsky's era demasiado pan, too much bread, but still good. What do you call it when Batman skips church? Happy birthday to Carlos from Marisa Alia.
Thank you, Marisa.
Who texted me during church service. Brownsville needs an Ojos Locos. That place would be booming. Great specials. I have never been to an Ojos Locos. Have you been, Carlos?
Yes, San Antonio.
What is an Ojos Locos?
It's kind of like the tilted kilt, kind of like a Hooters, tilted kilt, Ojos Locos, same concept.
Can I get a job there?
It's kind of like a sports bar.
Can I get a job there?
Pero ahí no te pagan por hablar.
Lo que tus ojos quieran ver.
Ahí no te pagan por hablar.
No. Soup and sandwiches es lo que tragamos when the food stamps are gone. To change the name from McAllister's to Stew Stamp Balance. The saddest moment for a lot of us here in Brownsville when the food stamp balance reaches zero. Maggie! Is your daughter going kickball north? Not mine. Finger licking good. Cheetos balls. Guys, I'm not even joking. I literally have like bags of them there.
Are you inviting people to come pick them up?
No. But I do share them. Let me tell you, I do share them because when little kids come, les doy una bolsita de Cheetos bolitas.
But those are the good ones because they're the Mexican ones.
Yeah, the real ones. It's sad because this mayor is not known to me. No, guys, I was talking to some guys from that marketing agency that I might work with. Probably not. Sorry, guys. But as I was talking to them, and I said, "Look, guys, I'm going to easily say 95% of Brownsville guys, if not more, they know who Erasmo Castro is, without a doubt. They know who Erasmo Castro is. 5% know who our city manager is. 40% maybe know who the mayor is.
Hmm.
That es una vergüenza. It's the 10th city behind El Disco de Oro on 12th Street. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, but they started to cover it. They covered it up with an 8 in Viera, and now they have this. And you know, I don't even know how it's even legal to have one of those storage containers. You know, those train storage containers. It's right in front. You know what color it is? Blue.
It shouldn't be.
It
Erasmo.
should be.
It's a temporary. It's a temporary building. It shouldn't be allowed. It's against ordinance, Trey. In case you didn't know that,
Should I file a complaint?
I would. The one should file a complaint is the actual business owners and the people there that live in that district. But you know that they're probably scared of retaliation from this current commission.
Well, I'll file a complaint. And you know why I'll file a complaint? Because my office is they're downtown. So screw it. I'm gonna file a complaint for my people there in La Pulca.
Mm-hmm. Sounds
Okay.
good. Do it.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Tomorrow, I'm filing a complaint tomorrow. It's mentioned that it's blue because I still haven't gotten my blue trash cans. Where is Tent City? On 12th Street behind Disco de Oro. It's horrible, guys. Horrible. Horrible. Sounds like third world country. I wonder if the federal government is not allowing the city of Brownsville to get involved. In the
And,
tent.
the federal government won't put anything. That's a local issue, a local problem. Something
Yeah,
that the mayor and the commission needs to handle.
it's a mess. Let me tell you, and I feel for my people around there because, again, guys, we're talking about individuals, and not all of them, guys, but most of those people are out there doing drugs, as
Panhandling.
mentioned, their necessities, having sex out there, guys, and it's right next to a park, guys.
Right next to it.
Yeah,
Right next to it.
Edelstein Park, guys.
Right next to it.
What the hell is going through the brain of our elected officials, guys? Oh, well, Trey said that he didn't know it was there, Carlos. He didn't know what was going on.
Of course not. Of course not.
Trey would go on any show as long as they provide him a booster chair. Carlos, ¿cómo fregados no va a saber el alcalde que hay una tent city ahí, Carlos?
He knows. He knows. He chooses to look the other way, like with everything else that he does.
100%, Clarissa. We're counting on it.
But we thought we were voting for the right person. Everybody thought that the Trey Mendez was going to bring a new sense of life to the city of Brownsville, and he's failed. 100% has.
Horribly failed.
Don't get mad at me, Trey. I'm just stating the obvious.
We love you, Trey.
Te amo, chaparro.
Chapaneco. Te amo. Is it, or is there more cases of missing people in Matamoros? Is it safe to go? Any tips? We do have, guys, I did share the picture of the post of the girl that's missing that went to Matamoros, guys. Please continue to share that. Anyone that has any information, please, if you don't want to share with law enforcement or with the family, please let me know. I will let them know. Is it safe to go to Matamoros? I would say yes. 100% it's safe to go to Matamoros. I mean, you just have to not go with the wrong people, guys. And, be very careful in regards to your surroundings, folks. Be very, very aware. I go to Matamoros all the time.
Take Ben Needs. They know him very well over there.
Con el mofle. Carlos is better looking than Jeff Bezos. Está feo ese Jeff.
Pero a lot poorer than he is.
A lot poorer. Carlos, let me tell you, Jeff Bezos está feo.
Está feo.
I'm moving on up. Erasmo Live Talk Show Central RGB South Channel 5. Now I have a video on YouTube.
Nomás le falta el Real Politics.
De todos esos, Jimmy, el mejor es el Erasmo Live. How are the long time, Bonnie, hey, Bonnie, how are the long-term side effects of COVID going to be handled, Carlos?
I'm telling you what, I've become an expert at that right now. It is really, really bad status post COVID for a lot of individuals. It's going to be long term care for a lot of people who have succumbed to the virus. Uh, and it destroys not only the individual's lungs, but it makes it a lifelong issue for the family unit. So it's not just going to be that person that's affected; it's everybody that's that holds that individual dear to them. Because I mean, now it brings in. Well, you saw there was I think an interview of one of the teachers there from Brownsville. The wife is taking care of him at home. He is bound to a wheelchair because he's got a huge or a long recovery ahead of himself. What happens to those individuals if they don't have long-term care or insurance to help them out? The whole unit suffers. Yet we're spending $450,000 to bring in space consultants.
There's an article in the Mexican. Sorry, there's an article in the Mexican news. Uh, el alcalde morenista de Matamoros, tiene en nómina a el vaquero líder del cartel del Golfo. It's the same guy that Trey Mendes is having lunch with. Trey Mendes is the shorter one.
No.
I'm serious.
¿Cómo sabes?
I wild guess. Can someone translate what Mike is trying to tell me? Is that the Brownsville way of filtering?
Flirting.
Oh, flirting.
Yes.
It's sad that the local politicians answer, "You're negative to citizens' valid concerns." How sad. It is sad. Erasmo, ¿te subes a la pecera? Yes. I do, actually. It's kind of funny, but...
¿No te vas en Uber? O sea, qué
No,
oso.
no me voy en Uber. No.
Qué oso, Erasmo.
Oh, qué naco te viste. No, let me tell you, the last time that I went, well, in Matamoros, I usually take my scooter. I'm actually scootering. No te rías, animal. I actually am scootering in Matamoros. And the people are freaking out.
Yeah, they freak out here in Brownsville.
Allá más, dice, ¿cómo se le ocurre andar en scooter en Matamoros? Let me tell you guys, I was on the scooter in Matamoros this past Saturday. And, pero cuando voy a Monterrey, uso los camiones, uso el metro, o sea,
qué oso, ¿eh?
Y si eres de Cuba, te hablo como si fuera de Cuba, chica. Digo, Mike, es que no sé. Our place as markets. Yes, getting the Zoom so people can stop. Yvette,
Great idea.
Great idea. And look, if you were to mention these ideas, Yvette, they'd say you're just being negative. No, guys, this is an amazing idea, guys. Have people be able to take pictures with them. I would take pictures with them.
Yes. Take pictures with anything.
True. I missed so much tonight. Being a working mom is exhausting. Reverend Patty, there's nothing more important at 9:00 at night than to be here. Carlos, what did you think about Erasmo when he started wine with cheese?
Que estaba bien gordo.
Oh, how was it that bad?
I don't know. I don't remember that far back. Actually, it was pretty cool.
It was fun.
And you only had like 2 viewers?
Yeah. Y eso que yo la miraba el show 2 times.
See, you like it 3 times on different people's accounts. Well, that's why you made all those fake accounts, right?
I never had fake accounts. I think I had a fake account one time, but I hueva.
I'm kidding, Trey.
Dr. Rocco, best doctor in Brownsville. Amazing. Can't go to NASA. Mr. Musk already has a $1.6 million contract with SpaceX project. Interesting. Tiny article in Texas Monthly, April 11, 2014. The Battle of Boca Chica.
Mm-hmm.
In Minnesota, we have Charlie Brown characters throughout the state of Minnesota. People driving hundreds of miles to small cities. Yes. Guys, can you imagine if we did a little park out there in front of the zoo where people could go take pictures, guys? They'd be amazing. It would attract individuals coming in from all over the valley, from Mexico too, guys.
everywhere.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Yasmin.
El Joe, ¿a quién le vende las chickens? El Joe Valdez.
Al Jurges.
I'll be by Saturday for my 5-3.
Ya se comió dos.
Comidos. Y si te sabes más, only two. Why don't restaurants last in Brownsville? I was sad with Applebee's closed. Applebee's, el problema with Applebee's was the customer service was horrible.
Yeah.
The quality of food, sorry to sink. It's
I used
bad.
to love the, I used to love the riblets.
Huh?
The riblets.
Mm. You know what I would eat there? They're wontons.
We're
It's,
good.
it's an appetizer, and they were delicious. Eran como little taquitos de wontons. Pero I'd have them in Austin, and then I'd come down to Brownsville, and they wouldn't taste the same. O sea, they wouldn't keep the same quality, level of quality in regards to the food. And when you do that, you're going to lose individuals. And let me tell you, I had bad service one time, and I refused to go back.
Yeah.
The government took over vaccinations for immigrants, kicked the mayor to the side. He admitted on Fox.
Well, he admitted he doesn't know anything to begin with.
He doesn't even know what's going on in the city of Brownsville. You think
Exactly.
you think he's going to know what's going on at the federal government level? Not a shot. If you plan to file a complaint and the health department is involved, forget it. You are up against the corrupted vein of our city. Carlos for mayor. Hey, that's my job.
District 3 first.
Charlie Cavalier would have done a better job. Hungry hippo.
100%.
Let me tell you, at this point, my grandmother that passed away in 1986 would have probably done a better job than Mayor Trey Mendez.
Mommies would have.
Mommy's my cat would have been a better candidate than the little rich girl. Erasmo, you should look into Spotify, daughter suggestion, to reach more people with your podcast. We need more people to hear you. Peppermint, ask your daughter if she would mind helping me.
And that's translated into tell them exactly what to do.
Yeah. Because some people think that I'm very well versed in regards to technology and stuff. I'm not. It's just that we've been doing this for so long that we start to learn. But if your daughter doesn't mind sharing how to do it with me, please, Pepper and Patty, please, 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 please. Roll says ha 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 ha. But in Cuban, ho 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 ho. The restroom subject is true regarding Tent City. Why does this construction site require them to have a certain amount of porta potties per number of workers? Health department complaint, maybe? Sure, they'll pay attention to the Tent City when it's costing them money.
100%.
Downtown dead, but lots of shoe shops. Oh, Elizabeth went to shopping downtown. What was Trey done that he's ignoring so many issues? Usually in politics, if they have done something bad or illegal, they would cause a resignation. They will be blackmailed and they are forcibly cornered. What has he done is the question. I'm going to say that it probably has a lot to do with Sylvia Atkinson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think we're going to find out in the next so many months.
Or less.
I think the space consultant is here to tell them how to take up the land around SpaceX, not necessarily talk about space. $450,000. Dang, the short laugh must have hurt. A little bit. Do you ever drive on Saturday nights to the boulevard in Matamoros, El Rol? No. When I was younger, we used to do. I know which one you're talking about. We used to do Billy Mitchell. ¿Te acuerdas, Carlos? Or were you too young?
No, la gente fresona se va a Matamoros a hacer el rol en Álvaro Obregón.
No, yo no.
Hey, yes, I did the one in Billy Mitchell too.
Yo me iba antes, y sí me acuerdo.
Then the drag races on Brownie Road.
Crazy stuff, guys. Pero sí me acuerdo del el rol ahí en Matamoros en el Lauro Villar. Motion, do I have a second? All in favor, motion passed. That's all I hear from those damn city meetings. Yeah, it's a bunch of crap. It's the way we communicate with people. Always give people their place and offer suggestions, not declarations. Unfortunately, Yvette, you get to the point where you get very, very frustrated, just very, very frustrated because you have suggestions, you have recommendations, and then 2, 3, 4 months later, they start to implement some of them, and you go like, we told you so a month ago. No seas envidioso con esos chiro bolitas yuck on riblets unless they have fresh white onions and pickles.
That's right.
I love riblets. Regarding wine and cheese, should have answered estilo Jessica Bradshaw, Carlos. Oh well, again, this isn't me. Like I didn't say this, but I heard from someone else, from another person, from their mouth. Again, not me, but after walking the blocks, from what I'm hearing from people, which isn't me, quote unquote. Erasmo, you look fat. Chinteras, like, creo que te andabas aguantando toda la noche. Te andabas quemando cuando estaba aquí Dr. Roca and we couldn't get your coffee. Erasmo, Erasmo, vote for them.
Thank you, Kat.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because he saw Joe.
Oh,
Con that 2-liter Pepsi. Joe Valdez, I hope you're watching this. When did you Joe with a
si no le están quemando los oídos.
would you ever go vegan or vegetarian? Never.
Never.
Me encanta el carnezazo. I like my meat.
Mm.
Ben Nee's new name is going to be the Space Cowboy. Some people call me the Space Cowboy. Some people call me Ducky Dove. Yes, van a orinar ustedes. Se van a orinar ustedes.
Oh my gosh.
I love you, Jimmy. Carlos,
Jimmy, I need to see the video.
it's on my page. Carlos, last words?
Just make sure that everybody understands the difficult job that Dr. Rocco and the rest of the pediatricians are going to have. So please, if there's any way that anybody can go out there and volunteer some hours, especially medical professionals. I know sometimes you don't have the ability to do that, but if you have any extra time, go do it. Do it for the community and back up our pediatricians and our medical staff out there. Thanks, guys.
Guys, again, thank you so much to Dr. Rocco. Man, amazing, amazing. Let me tell you that letter that she wrote, guys, amazing, guys, amazing. And it's really important for all individuals out there in the community, guys. Go out there and express your viewpoints, guys. And give your recommendations and suggestions. Don't be afraid to stand up. I'm very proud of Dr. Rocco. And again, saying a lot of things that make sense, guys. And that's all we're asking for. We're just asking for a tiny bit of common sense from our elected officials. We have gotten none. And that's just very, very unfortunate. I understand the frustration, but when you two get into office, you will feel the pressure of the complaints that one day. Stay respectful. Remember that you will have to pick and choose issues every day. It's tough work because of so much chaos in so many years. Yeah, but I have the difference, Yvette, is that esta gente allí, ellos se cierran. They don't listen to anyone. They don't listen to suggestions and recommendations. And I can prove to you that Carlos and myself, we're open for suggestions. We'll speak to people. We'll go out there and we talk to people every day. Every day.
Yeah.
When people have algo that is pressing on them, we do our best in the limited capacity that we have to find a solution to their issues, guys. And that's called leadership and integrity, guys, and commitment to community, guys. It's important. We're doing it without being in office.
And you're right. And I think that the most frustrating thing is that we already listen to the complaints. We just don't have the ability to make change right now because we don't sit there. These people do, and they choose to look the other way to the people who are complaining, and they have the ability to make the change.
They refused.
Yes,
they had the opportunity. They still have the opportunity. They don't want to. Happy birthday, Carlos, from Mary Garcia.
thank you, Mary.
Mary, God bless you, Mary. The good and bad thing is you can't say you don't know what's going on. 100%, guys. And look, and that's all. And that's what you should get from these shows, guys. At the end of the day, que no te cuenten, que no te digan. Guys, anything that we say on these shows, guys, I mean, take it for with a grain of salt if you want, and go and do your research. You're going to find out, guys, that everything that we say is factual, confirmed, and if it's proven to be wrong, we'll come out and we'll accept. You know what? I stated this and it's wrong. It's not true. Unfortunately for us, we don't have that type of leadership in the city of Brownsville. They will never admit that they're wrong. They will never take suggestions or recommendations from you. And if you go out and speak ill about them, or if you ask them questions, ask Linda. They will call you negative. They will try to
Right.
shut you down, and that is uncalled for in this country, in this county, in this city, in this state. Guys, as Dr. Roca, taking the words from Dr. Roca, guys, social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer, please, please. Even if you're vaccinated, guys, you are not 100% as the not probable of getting this horrible vaccine, guys. So take care of yourself, take care of your family members. If you don't feel comfortable sending them to school, do not send them to school.
Correct.
I'll bring up any YouTube lives to go back up when you say. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. Carlos, thanks, man.
Thank you. Thanks,
Guys,
guys. Appreciate it, man.
have a great. Get involved and serve the city of Brownsville by volunteering. I know a website you can connect your community by volunteering. JustServe.org. Yeah, I run that page. Love you, Janet, Yvette. Guys, have a great, great evening, guys. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, guys, be good to each other. And please continue to be good to me.